Hello, my name is Jean Cole and my student number is 151938, and in this video I'm going to show the last hazard blueprint that I made for my hazard gym, which is the trap room, or in this case the flood room. So what this does is when the player enters this room, it's going to shut the door on him and it's going to flood it with water basically. And then the player starts drowning after some time. So here is the blueprint. So here it looks a bit confusing. That's because depending on where you put this room or how you white box it, the triggers and the door and where the water is, which is in this case is here, can be in totally different positions. That's why this can look a bit weird, because most of the scaling has been done in the editor itself. So basically we have a door, a trigger for that trap, some water, then we have a cube that checks for the suffocating and stuff. So let's see. Let's take this first. So first we check to see if the player enters the room. This is just another normal trigger collider. Check with the first person. If that is true, then close the door, which is this custom event. It's another timeline, which we have here. It only needs to do it once, so it's not looping. And let's go from 0 to 1. So here we have the door start location and door end location. Again, we lerp it like the other times we use timelines. And then we set the new world location of the door. And that's basically how you close the door. After that, after we're finished, we go to the other one, which is where you rise the water. So here you basically do the same again as the door. So we have our water start location and end. We basically the same graph, only I think some changes in time to see that it goes a bit more slowly so the player knows what's happening. And then we set the relative location. This is important because if you set the world location again, the water will just almost go in a other direction than the one we want to go. And then when that's finished, we have a boolean, which is a variable I made, rising finished. So yeah. So what I also wanted to try out, but actually didn't work as I expected. I tried it in two different ways actually. So if you can see here, we have our water collider and our cube, which is the water. So I wanted to use this collider to see if the player enters the water, if we could make him swim, and if he could also swim up and down and stuff like that. For in case I wanted to do puzzle stuff with the trap rooms. So we check our collider, our water collider. We check it with the player, and then we take its character movement, and we set the movement mode to swimming. And then we set a timer of 5 seconds this time, because even if you're submerged in water, you don't immediately begin drowning. So after 5 seconds, we set a timer by event. And we have our suffocate, which is a custom event I made, and applied damage. The reason why I'm using the timer by event is because even after that delay, I don't want players to immediately die by it. I want them to actually kind of realize that they're suffocating. That's why I made it like this. So instead of immediately getting away with all that health, you get subtracted this amount of damage really fast. And then in case the player would escape, I took this off because the player can't escape, and this because it's just testing. We use set the movement mode to walking again. Now, unfortunately, there's probably a way for me to use Blueprint and program that into the player character, but that's something I need to check in my free time if I have enough of it. Swimming movement mode doesn't allow the player to go up or down. It just makes it a bit more slidey, and you can use different animations to it. So it doesn't. It works, but it doesn't do what I want, or it doesn't do what I expected it to. But let's go and test it out. So let's go and walk to a player. So basically, that's the last one. We did the pendulums, the falling, and the floor. We have our fire spout and the turret. And then we have our trap room right over there. So I go in, door closes, and then the water rises. Oh no! So the problem with this cube is, and you saw that the health went down because I was drowning after some time, and then I died. The problem with the way materials and cubes work is that let's see, here it is. You saw this cube rising, the water rising, but when you get inside, it doesn't. You don't see it anymore because the material only goes outward. So there are probably ways to fix that, and I'll probably have to take a look into that if we're going to use underwater stuff for our level. But that's going to be something for another time or in my free time. I do think it's necessary even for white boxing, and it's very interesting. But since this is just more for a functionality gym and not like an actual affordance gym, I thought it was fine like this. If we decide to use this for a level, then I will definitely make sure that in some way it's noticeable for the player in the end product that it's submerged in water or not. And that's it for this video. Thank you for your time.